I'm just going to go through a couple of things here. So in 1998 at Guatemala with Almolonga, it was incredible, because what happened was when they took authority over the demonic territorial spirits, and when they prayed, those spirits lost their authority over the people, and the people became open to revival. And 90% of the people in Almolonga became born-again Christians. And so the money that was going into alcohol and other things went into farming. And so they went from poverty into being a garden, exporting 50 truckloads a week of huge miracle-sized vegetables. We've seen them. We can attest to how huge they are. And all the bars closed down because people weren't drinking anymore. All the jails closed because there was no crime. Families became happy again and healed relationships. So this is the story we want to see in our communities in Australia. If God can do it there, He can do it anywhere. And He has done it in many places in the world. And one of the things that really inspired us was the transformation videos of George Otis showing revival in many nations of the world. And not just revival, but transformation of those communities. And that's what we want to see. It's wonderful when people give their hearts to Jesus and become saved, but it's even more wonderful when their families and their workplaces and their community get transformed and become more godlike. And that's what we want to see. So between 2000 and 2001, we did a lot of prayer walking in Cairns, doing very strategic prayer. And some of you will have been part of that, but it was the church's intercessors joined us with that. And we actually wrote a book on spiritual mapping and a book on our prayer walking of the city as well. Because one of the keys to that revival in Almolonga was the spiritual warfare and spiritual mapping that you need to do. And so we did that in our city here of Cairns. And along the Esplanade, one of the things that the Lord showed me one day was Ezekiel 47, how the water level in our city was rising. And we've had many prophecies of revival. We're still waiting to see those, but I believe the Lord still wants to do it. And I believe we haven't missed the boat. We're still waiting for God's timing. Amen. 2000 was the Redigging the Wells prayer event at Pinnacle Pocket. Also in 2000, we were part of the Cairns Evangelistic Committee, and at Easter we had a big march through the city, and we organised many other events. We also hosted Pastor Ian Shelton from Toowoomba. He's been a leader to the city transformation movement in Australia. And so we brought him to have meetings with our pastors in Cairns, the citywide pastors network, to try to impart the vision to them. We brought Brian Pickering in a number of times, and also in May 2002 we brought in Tom White, who was one of the key movers as well of strategic level warfare and transformation. We even taught seminars on spiritual warfare in Cairns.